Welcome student. In this lecture, we study the disadvantages of weed plant. There is we see that the number one, reduction in yield of field crops. Weed crops or weed compete with main crop for plant nutrient, moisture, space, sunlight, gases, etc. So, weeds are hardy and vigorous growth in their growth habit. Therefore, they are grow faster than the main crop and consume large amount of water, nutrients and cause heavy losses in crop yield. So, it is in some cases it may be reduce the more yield of main field crops. There is a in rice there is a yield reduction through the weed plant is 41.6%. There is a number second. We also examine that the wheat crop also reduce 16% yield of grains due to high intensity of weed. Then the ground sugarcane crop yield is reduced. Sugarcane set yield is reduced near about 34.2%. Then the in cotton crop near about 47.5% yield is reduced through the high intensity of weed plants. So there is a heavy yield reduce due to field crop. Then the number second, weed, herb, insect pest and diseases. Many of weed plants harbor insect pest and diseases and act as a alternate host during the off season and increase the infection of insect pest and diseases on the crop. So we see the example that the in rice stem borer host weed plant is the Echinoclea panicum. So next one is the in banana crop virus and nematode. Virus disease and nematodes are also spread through the Camelina species of weed plant. So, and in tomato wilt disease, host weed plant is the Amaranthus species and Portulaca species. So, these are the host plant which increase the pest and disease attack on the main crop. Number third one is the allopathy effect. Allopathy effect. This is the phenomenon of one plant have a harmful effect on another plant through the production of chemical compounds. That is known as a allopathic compound is called allopathic effect. For example, weed like nutgrass and Johnson grass lower the germination, reduce the growth and lower the yield of many crop. This is due to certain allopathic compounds which are phytotoxics released by weed plant roots into the soil. So, number fourth one is the lower the quality of farm produce. Generally, near about 30% total expenditure of crop production is estimated on tillage operations. When fields are infested with noxious weeds, the cost on tillage operation increase and still further due to repeated intertillage operations. So to control the weed plant. So ultimately production cost of main crop is also increased due to weed plant. Next one is the lower the quality of livestock product. Certain weed like Parthenium species weed plant, when eaten by the milch cattle and impart bad flavor of milk. So some seeds of Gokro, which is scientifically known as Xanthium stomarium, get attached to the body of sheep or goat and affect the quality of wool. So next one is it is harmful to the animals. It is harmful to the animals. Many weeds when ingested are poisonous to the animals. Lantana weed induce the hypersensitivity to light in animals. Then the species like Dhotra weed plant may be cause death of animals if they are eaten, and weed with thorns spines may be cause injury in mouth of many animals. So there is some weed plants are also harmful to the animals. Then some weed plants are also harmful to the human being. Some of weed cause irritation of skin, allergy and poisoning to the human being. For example, Parthenium species cause the irritation of skin and allergy. Mixture of Argemone mexicana in mustard seeds cause dropsy. Seeds of Dhotra species are also poisonous. So some weed plants are also poisonous to the human being, which is caused by the misutilization of weed. Next one is the lower the efficiency of irrigation water. Weed plants are obstruct the flow of water in canals and field canals and increase the seepage losses and overflow of water. Therefore, irrigation efficiency is lower. Aquatic weed plants like water hyacinth, hydrilla species are the lower the volume of water in irrigation tank and also cattle and also create the difficulty in fishing and in navigation. So these are the effect of weed plant. Then the weeds are wear and tear the farm implements. Weeds are when weed plants are highly infested area. That time perennial weeds are more difficult to remove them, so that when it is not easily controlled by the regular field operations like sowing, fertilizer application, harvesting, and also cause wear and tear the farm implements, which are weed plants which are deep rooted, that they disturb the interculture tillage operations, also preparatory tillage operations, so that the implements are mainly break or broken. So the weed plants are also harmful while the farm operations or tillage operations are given in infested area. Then the weed plants are also lower the value of land. Some of weed plants, if there is a land heavily infested with perennial weed plants, then it fetches the low price in market, such as lands are these lands are cannot be brought under the cultivation or under the cultivation different ways. It is difficult to grow the different crops in that farm or field. So it also increase the cultivation cost or majorly capital loss for the leveling of land. Then the misutilization of weeds. Some weed plants are also poisonous, but their use by mistakenly is harmful to the ecosystem, environment, as like animal, human beings. So, for example, Verterum species may be used for the poisoning in drinking water. So, student, here we study the disadvantages of weed plant. Then we study the next point in next video. So here we stop our video lecture. Now student, we see the different weed plants and we easily determine or judge the weed plants. There is a Camelina species. Next one is the Hydrilla. It is known as aquatic plant, and here the different species of Hydrilla is also we see. Then the lotus, which is also used as a in garden ornamental plant. It also known as a aquatic weed plant. Then we see the nutgrass here, that is locally known as a lavara. Then in left side we see the cannabis sativa plant, weed plant. There is we easily detect or easily see in our field. Then the Legasca mollis, that is known as a pandrifuli. These weed plants we easily see our field. Then we see the Lantana camera in this image. These are grow on the bunds of the field or roadside. Then the coxcomb, it is also grow in our field during the Kharif and Rabi season. Then we see the Cynodon dactylon, that is locally known as Hariyali. And then we see the species of Gramineae family weed, that is we see in different time in our field. That is it is known as a Bermuda grass, and the leaves are broad and stem is also large in size than the Cynodon dactylon. Then here we see the Amaranthus species, that is known as locally Tanduja. It is also we use as a eaten vegetable purpose. Then next one is we see the Eclecta erecta species weed plant, that is also known as a medicine plant. Then we see the water hyacinth, that is